Hi folks, Tim Sundles here. We just finished part 5 of our 357 Magnum series, and last week I just went out and bought several guns that I was curious about myself because so many of you keep asking. And one of those purchases was a Colt Anaconda. Now, I'm gonna shoot it with some fire-breathing loads. I want to say that the Colt Anaconda is 49.5 ounces. This Smith & Wesson Mountain Gun 44 mag is 40 ounces. And, you know, they're just a massive difference in weight. This I would feel good about carrying in a hip holster. This I'd never carry in a hip holster to be yanking my pants down, you know, especially if I'm hiking. This I would only carry in a shoulder holster. And if I'm doing that, you know, 9.5 ounces doesn't really matter that much to me. It's quite comfortable to shoot. Now, let's talk about the problems with this gun, because there are some right from the factory. This is a $1,500 revolver that I bought last week. I am going to ride Colt's ass. And every modern gun manufacturer in America, I'm going to ride their ass on the junk they're turning out. This sight, first of all, if I adjust the sight to its lowest setting, which I have done, the front sight is so low that at 15 yards, this thing shoots 7-8 inches high. And it does that with 44 special ammo, all the way up through fire-breathing 44 mag buffalo bore loads. It shoots high. Not only that, the horizontal adjustment in this rear sight isn't click adjustable. And so it'll move, and this is a personal taste issue. The front sight isn't. The front sight is wrong. There's a little set screw you can adjust down here to get the rear sight to take a set, because it's not clickable. It just moves very easily. And the only problem with that is these little set screws tend to shoot loose. You know, if you're out doing a day of shooting, they tend to shoot loose. And when they do, then your sight's going to start adjusting itself, whichever direction it decides to go. So this is a personal taste issue for me, but the front sight isn't. That front sight needs to be at least 200 thousandths of an inch taller, maybe 250 thousandths of an inch taller. I mean, why American gun manufacturers are being this disrespectful to their customers is beyond me, because other than that, this seems to be a fairly nice revolver. Now, let's talk about ammo. I shot it with a couple different loads earlier today. This is the load I'm going to carry in that gun. In this gun, that 305 grain hard cast bullet is running at 1,300 feet a second. Yeah, and you can see they have a big flat knee plat on them. It is a fire-breathing load, and I can shoot it in this gun just fine too. The recoil is much more, you know, the felt recoil is much greater in this gun because it's 9.5 ounces lighter. So what I'm going to do today is, and this is an older Smith & Wesson. It's a good revolver. This is one of their model 629-3. It was made in a good era. It's got the endurance package in it and stuff. It can take all kinds of abuse for an end frame, which typically they were kind of delicate. So when I carry 44 mags with 4-inch barrels or 3-inch barrels, it's strictly to get dangerous animals off my butt. And so let's load up the Colt. And this Colt has a bunch of sticky parts in it. It just needs to be shot and used. The first cylinder full I shot out of it. The trigger return spring wasn't returning. Wasn't returning the trigger. But after a few cylinders, especially with the hard kicking 305s, it started returning the trigger just fine. I suspect, you know, any mechanical device needs to be used, and this thing just needs some use. But no matter how much I use it, that front sight is way too short. I'm just sick of American gun manufacturers not caring about the products they turn out. It's like they're making brooms, or it's like they're making combs or toothbrushes. It's just a product. And guns are a little more complex than a toothbrush or a comb. And you got to have a tall enough front sight. It's total BS. Okay, so I'm going to go to 15 yards, which is, like I always say in these videos, that is too far for bear defense, because most bear defense is going to happen 5 yards or under. But I'm going to shoot the orange heart, and in order to hit that orange heart in the middle at 15 yards, I'm going to have to aim down at the bottom of it. That's how screwed up these sights are. It's just absolutely pathetic for Americans to treat their customers this way in the gun manufacturing industry. So, this is a fire-breathing load. I mean, this is a badass load. And by the way, the trigger pull isn't all that great on this either. This single action trigger pull is fairly crisp, but it's almost 6 pounds. Well, crisp is good, 6 pounds isn't. It should be closer to 3. And then it wouldn't take me so long to get shots off. And you'll notice with these full power loads, I let the recoil ride. I don't fight the recoil by holding the gun stiff. I let it ride, because this much recoil will beat you up. We'll go over here to the truck and we'll get the Smith & Wesson Mountain Gun. Now, this Smith Mountain Gun, I was also just shooting a little while ago. Everything is kosher on this. The Dash 3s and Dash 4s in the Model 629 were really made right. Back when Smith & Wesson was a going concern and a they had pride and they respected their customers. It's a very good gun. If you came up to me and said, I'll give you $2,000 for that gun, I wouldn't sell it. No way would I sell this, because it works. And it's from a generation when Smith & Wesson was taking pride in what they made, and they were making stuff that worked because of that. They didn't have accountants running their business then, trying to cut every corner they could cut, turning out pure bullshit for their customers so they could make more money. You'll notice with the lighter trigger pull, I can shoot it a lot faster. That's got a nice crisp 3-pound let off. It's beautiful. And I'll talk to you about the load here for a second. And the load I just shot was this load. This is a load I made for the Smith & Wesson 329 PD. It's the most power you can put out of those aluminum scandium cylinders without getting sticky extraction. And I designed it just for that gun. It turns out to be a perfect load for, it's a full power 44 mag load, but it's not fire breathing like this 305 grain. And out of a 40-inch gun, it has about the same recoil as this thing has, a 40-ounce gun, as this 49.5-ounce gun has with the fire-breathing 305s. They feel very similar with different loads because of their weight. Anyway, that is just a wonderful, wonderful all-around 44 mag load that doesn't beat you to death. Now, if you shoot it in that 24, 26 ounce 329 PD, it hurts. It hurts your hands. But, you know, that's just to get your arse out of trouble gun with that load. I mean, it'll pierce a big bear's skull coming and going. Anyway, folks, that's just a little review on this new Colt that needs a different front sight, and it needs to be cleaned up. I felt the trigger return wasn't returning positively on when I shot there at the heart-shaped target. This gun I bought years and years and years ago, probably 1989, for, I don't know, probably $350, and everybody whined and complained back then and said it was too much money for a 44 mag revolver. It's a dream gun. This was $1,500, made this year. I don't want to say it's a piece of shit, but if I pay that kind of money for a gun, a brand new gun, and its sights aren't right, and the trigger return spring isn't right, I'm sorry, it's a piece of shit. I mean, American gun manufacturers have no business treating us shooters with this much disrespect based on lack of attention, lack of caring, based on turning a profit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. Folks, and if I do carry this, it would have to be fixed first, and I would carry it in a shoulder holster. This I would carry in a shoulder holster or a hip holster due to its lighter weight. It won't yank your pants off all day long if you're trying to hike with it. Please have a great day. We're going into a holiday tomorrow, and today is a Sunday, and God bless you, and we will see you on the next video.